Om Shri Ganeshaya Namaha. Om Ganganapate Namaha. Guru Brahma Guru Vishnu Guru Deva Maheshwaraha. Guru Deva Param Brahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Sarva Mangala Mangalle Shive Sarvartha Sadike. Sharanye Trambake Devi Narayani Namostute. Ya Devi Sarva Bhuteshu Mahalakshmi Rupena Samstita. Namaste, 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 Namo Namaha. Om Namo Narayanaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Shri Hanumate Namaha. Welcome to Nitya Satsang. Today is the 16th of May 2026. I want to welcome you all to today's contemplative satsang. Give me just one moment, please. All right. Okay, so we are continuing from yesterday to better understand moha. So what is moha? Or what is avidya? So it's an interesting thing. Moha means delusion, confusion, bewilderment, misperception of reality, as we have been saying based on yesterday's exposition. So in Vedanta, there are two words here, and so one word is avidya. So avidya is the ignorance of one's own true nature and of ultimate reality. It is called ignorance. Ignorance means you're not aware of what it is actually, what is who we are. So one's own true nature is Sat Chit Ananda, but we're not aware of that. So what has happened instead, we feel this body is me, the mind is me, desires are me. The sense of me is interconnected this way, is built this way, through the identification with that which is not the Atma, Anatma. So a non-self, non-self, is called Anatma. So there's Atma and Anatma. So that which is not the Atma is called the non-self, which is all changing objects of experience, including body, mind, emotions, roles, possessions, everything that keeps changing. That is not the Atma. Well, what is it then? If it is not the Atma, then what is it? Advait Vedanta would say that is called adhyas. So you can write this word down. If you have not written this word down before, probably you have not. You can write this down. So there's three words to write down under moha. So under moha, there are three words. That is avidya, A-V-I-D-Y-A, with a line on top of the A. Then there is the opposite of that, or not the opposite, but the word vidya, V-I-D-Y-A, which generally tends to mean knowledge, but in this case, in Vedanta, it means removal of ignorance. And then there's the word atma and the word anatma, or non-self, A-N-A-T-M-A. And then there is the word adhyas. So write this word down, A-D-H-Y-A-S-A, adhyasa. What is adhyas? It's the question of what is this changing experience of the body, the mind, the senses, the emotions, roles, possessions. All that is changing continuously, it is called adhyas, which means, the definition of that means superimposition. I'll explain that in a moment. Superimposition, or the mistaken attribution of the properties of one thing to another. I'll give you an example. For example, we have, in our home, we have carpet, right? We use the word carpet. But what is it actually? It's just cotton, let's say. Or let's say this shirt. I'm saying, when I put this on my body, I said, this is a shirt. But actually, there's nothing like a shirt. That is just a name we're given to this. It's only cotton, 100% cotton. So when I say this is a shirt or a t-shirt, that is called adhyas, superimposition. I hope that makes sense. If you have questions, ask about it, please. Similarly, there is nothing like body, senses, mind at all, as per Vedanta. Wo hai hi nahi, actually. It is called adhyas. It is superimposed. But the Atma itself is thinking that is who I am. It's like the shirt that forgets, the cotton that forgets its cotton says, I'm the shirt. Or pot and the clay example, the jewelry and the gold example, right? These are ocean and the waves example. The waves are the superimposition on the ocean. There's only one ocean, that's all. In the same way, Brahman is one, infinite consciousness, pure consciousness. The self, the Atman is one. This is Vedanta, Advaita Vedanta. But avidya is Ajnan. For some reason, nobody knows why or how, as even in Advaita Vedanta, but for some reason, Ajnan is there of who we are. Ignorance of one's true nature and of ultimate reality. So our Jivatma identifies with the body and the mind, the emotions, roles, narratives, possessions, everything that are around us, it identifies with that. This identification with the body produces fear of aging, illness, death, as well as these transformations. And through these transformations, touch the ultimate nature of the self. So identification with the mind, the TEMDE, inner faculty, perception, emotion, memory, intention, judgment, produces captivity to thought, memory, fantasy, judgment. I'll explain what that means. We become captive. Captive means we become bound by. We become trapped by. To be captive, to be captured by. It's like when the enemy captures somebody from the other camp, that person becomes a prisoner, a captive. Right? So this identification, it is called adhyas, superimposition. It binds the Jivatma saying, I am this body, I am this mind, I am these thoughts, I am these possessions, I am these feelings, I am getting old, I am getting sick, I am getting this, and the experiences of pain and these things are there also. They are real. But that's none of that is who we are. How interesting it is. Even to think about that is interesting. But to realize it is another matter. And this is called moha. I know it's a little tricky, but moha is this misidentification. And so when we try to awaken from this, it's not easy. Because there's binding attachments, anxieties, there's ego and pride, fear and sorrow. So many things are incorporated inside there. Difficult to awaken by itself. Right? So the question naturally is going to be, how do we awaken out of this wrong identification? Well, that is what is called jnana or vidya. Let's see how to explain this. I'll give you a simple example. The example that is there of the mrugjal, the reflection that you see in the desert that looks like water, right? Sometimes you see it on the roads also when it's hot outside. Just imagine two people are standing there, person one, person number two. They both are seeing the water out there. They both are thirsty. They think it is water. Actually, there's not water. It's desert and there's sunlight that is reflecting on the sand and it looks like water, right? Isn't it so? Now, what is needed to actually drink water? First of all, you need real water. And then that thing that you're seeing in the desert, that's not water. But the person number one, person A, feels, believes that's water. So he starts running for it. Walking. The more they walk towards it, the further it goes away. And that person is exhausted, tired, sorrow, pain increases only, thirst increases. The second person realizes very quickly that that's not water and stops. They both are seeing the same thing. The same experience they're having. The first person is agnani. The second person is gnani. Jnani and agnani mein itna farak hai. I can say that this body is there, mind is there, senses are there. Yes, they're there. The world outside is there. Yes, it is there. Okay. But that's not me. First of all. And that is the fact that it is not me is gnan, it's realization. What I am and what I am not. It's like that mrugjal, that reflection in the desert. That is not water. There's not a drop of water there. But it looks like water. It feels like water. The belief is that that's water. There is real water somewhere, but that's not it. Similarly, we have pleasures, pains, sorrows. This body itself is existing. Body is a process. It's a biochemical process. There's consciousness in the body. That is the Atma. The Atma is not male or female, young or old. It doesn't even, is never born, it's never created, never destroyed. This is how the Gita describes the Atma. That Atma is a word, obviously, in Sanskrit, but it refers to our essential nature. And not realizing our essential nature is called moha. So our essential nature, who we really are, is the Atman. Yeah, body, mind, senses remain. Just like the second person looking at the mirage, the water that has, the reflected light looks like water. That person sees that same reflection, sees the same desert, sees everything, but has understanding, has awakened to the truth, that's not water. Similarly, an Atmagnani Purush person has awakened to the truth that this body is not me. This mind is not me. This buddhi, man, pran, indriya, antakaran, man, buddhi, chit, ahankar, none of that. 5 gnan indriyas, 5 karm indriya, the 4 antakaran, none of that thing is me. Who I am in my essential nature is completely separate. Completely separate. Activity of the body continues. Just like the two people seeing that mirage, they're breathing, they're talking, they're doing whatever they're doing. They both are thirsty. But they're not going to find water by running towards that mirage. They have to look elsewhere. And then they have to find the real water. Similarly, to find Ananda, discover Ananda, actually, to discover real joy, to discover who we are, not the madness that is going on in psychologically, images and dreams and this and that and all these things that are psychological phenomena. It's a craziness, So to awaken out of that, awaken out of the entanglements of the waking state, to be awakened out of the waking state. That is the end to moha. Waking, dream, and deep sleep, one awakens out of all three. You become Jivan Mukta. If you have questions, please ask about this. This is very difficult to even explain, and it's even extremely difficult to realize. It's difficult because we have not ever thought about these things usually. We just are living our lives the way we are. But when we sit for dhyan, bhajan, bhakti, navda bhakti. That is working on the mind. We're using mind, antakarana. We can purify the mind, stabilize the mind. Yes, all those are sadhanas. But what Shankaracharya ji is saying about the viveka, nitya, anitya vastu viveka, is that separate, because it's a sadhana that says everything that is changing, that is not me. Let it change. Seasons change, climate change, experiences change, people come and go, bodies come and go. Our body itself has changed so much, and it continues to change. Our mind is changing so much in many ways, right? Isn't it so? Yes. It needs to be balanced. We're living in the world. We're not living outside. We're living in the world. We have to live it in the right way with the body, the senses, the objects, the people, everything. But the realization, when we are trying to connect with our Ishta, Bhagwan ka jo swarup hai, when we are connecting psychologically, mentally, emotionally with God, if we are trying to connect with God, when we are trying to connect with God, this vision that what is changing, temporary, fluctuating, all of that is not me. I am the drashta. And here's another word for you. Some Vedanta terminology, please write it down. D-R-A-S-H-T-A. Drashta means witness, the watcher. That is the Atma. So I'm the watcher of the phenomena, watcher of the waking state, watcher of the dream state, watcher of the Shushupti state, watcher of all experiences. That is called drashta. And all of these experiences, the objects outside, the body that we see here, the mind also, and everything else, that is called drushya. D-R-U-S-H-Y. Drashta and drushya. These are all Vedanta terms. So I'm watching the phenomena. It is true, isn't it so? But we are watching it, meaning experiencing it through the five senses. But the thing is that viveka, if it is there, that this is all temporary, we are interacting with freedom. So the interaction is there, but there is no carryover, binding carryover of the experience. For example, you go for a walk, you enjoy the walk nicely, and leave it at that. You keep thinking about that again and again, wanting it again and again, or liking it, disliking it, this and that. That is getting stuck in that experience. You are aware if it is there, that experience happened, it is anitya. Having a conversation with a really good friend. We remember it, we have affection, care, sensitivity. After it's done, it is anitya. There's no binding there. If you get bound over there, it's trouble. You are aware of it, remember it, you pick up the conversation next time. But there's a freedom through which we interact. So we don't know how to interact with anything in the world with freedom. We're always getting pulled somewhere. You see, so this is where to assert that I am free, I'm a liberated being, the action that is being performed is performed as a duty, is performed in the right way, it's all fine, but it is performed with the understanding it is anitya, it is temporary, it's all just a temporary phenomenon. So there is no binding. And because there's no binding, there's no carryover. There's no carryover, there's no sorrow, fear, guilt, pride, blame, shame, none of those things are there. Because it is anitya. Nitya, anitya. So what is nitya tattva? Bhagavan, God. That is only nitya tattva and the Atma. That's all. So nitya, anitya vastu viveka. That viveka destroys moha. And naturally the quality of shamaha, steadiness, pacification, quieting of the mind, that happens. Mind becomes very steady. It becomes naturally steady and very peaceful and calm because there is cutting away binding into everything that is anitya, changing. Everything that is anitya, iske saath, how can there be any binding there? There's duty. We need food, water, clothing, shelter, interaction, everything. We do our duties in the three-dimensional world. But that's all. It's totally temporary, and it's a bubble, and it's all going to go away. It's just a matter of time before this body goes away. This body that Sachin is seeing right now, it will remain for some time, and it will eventually become old. We want it to be healthy and all that, obviously. It's a sadhana, it's a sadhan. But it is anitya. It is a mechanism. It is real, but it is anitya. So when that wisdom comes that the body can actually go anytime. We don't know how much time is even remaining. Isn't it so? The body can go at any point. There's nobody has guarantee how many days anybody's going to live or how many years anybody's going to live. Anybody know that? The body can go anytime. So that's why our sadhana, mantra jap, bhajan bhakti, going to temples, going to mandir, Bhagwan ka dhyan karna, unke saath prem karna, shastro ka pathan karna. Actions of the body senses continue, but they are also connected towards Paramatma. So then one awakens. One awakens from inside into Brahman. Right, so it is 9 o'clock. I'll stop here for now. I don't want to overload with too many ideas. Let's discuss more if you would like. I think that would be more beneficial than simply my talking about this. This is all Advait Vedanta. But bhakti is inside this also. So it's not anything separate. But this is called Vidya, Avidya. The word, these are the words for about this. Moha, Avidya, Vidya, Adhyas. 4 terms. And then I guess Atma, Anatma. Atma and Anatma. Anatma means that which I am not. That is called Anatma. What questions do you have? Let's close for now and then we'll open up for Q&A. Om Vakratunda Mahakaya Surya Koti Samaprabha Nirvignam Kurume Deva Sarvakarechu Sarvadom Ganganapade Namaha Shri Radha Krishnaya Namo Nama Om Hrim Swaha.